TV soap news and spoilers say that on the sultry evening of August 15th, the air in Fairmont Crest was thick with tension, as if the town itself could sense the storm of emotions brewing among its residents. The sprawling mansions and manicured lawns of this elite enclave, known for its wealth and secrets, served as the backdrop for a series of dramatic events that would leave hearts broken, alliances tested, and lives hanging in the balance. Welcome to Beyond the Gates, where love is a battlefield, trust is a luxury, and every choice carries consequences that ripple far beyond the gilded gates of this exclusive community. Today, we unravel the intricate tapestry of stories that unfolded on this fateful day, stories that will grip your heart and keep you on the edge of your seat. Andre's tangled heart. A love triangle gone wrong. At the center of the storm is Andre, Fairmont Crest's infamous playboy, whose charm is as undeniable as his reputation for leaving a trail of broken hearts. With his chiseled jawline, piercing eyes, and a swagger that could melt the iciest resolve, Andre has always been a man who gets what he wants, until now. His latest romantic pursuit has plunged him into a maelstrom of regret and longing, threatening to unravel the carefully curated image he's built. For months, Andre had been entangled in a passionate relationship with Dani, a fiery and independent woman whose wit and beauty matched his own charisma. Their romance was the talk of Fairmont Crest, a whirlwind of late-night rendezvous and whispered promises under the stars. But Andre, ever restless, found his gaze wandering to Ashley, a compassionate nurse whose quiet strength and warm smile stood in stark contrast to Dani's bold intensity. Ashley, with her soft curls and steady hands, seemed to offer Andre something he hadn't realized he craved: stability, sincerity, and a chance at redemption. In a moment of reckless abandon, Andre ended his relationship with Dani, believing that Ashley could be the one to anchor his wandering heart. He pursued her with the fervor of a man possessed, showering her with compliments and lingering glances during her shifts at Fairmont Crest Medical Center. But fate, as it often does in this town, had other plans. One evening, as Ashley stepped out of the hospital after a grueling shift, she witnessed a scene that shattered her budding feelings for Andre. He was locked in a passionate kiss with Dani, the very woman he claimed to have left behind. The sight was a dagger to Ashley's heart. She had begun to let her guard down, to believe that Andre's flirtations were genuine, but the kiss was a brutal reminder of his reputation. "I should have known better," she whispered to herself, her eyes brimming with tears as she turned away, vowing to protect her heart from the Fairmont Crest playboy. For Ashley, a woman who had dedicated her life to healing others, the wound of betrayal cut deep, and she resolved to keep Andre at arm's length, no matter how earnestly he pleaded for her forgiveness. Andre, for his part, was devastated. The kiss with Dani had been a moment of weakness, a fleeting lapse fueled by nostalgia and unresolved feelings. He hadn't meant for Ashley to see it, but the damage was done. Now, he found himself caught in a purgatory of his own making, torn between the woman he had lost and the one he could never truly have. As he sat alone in his lavish penthouse, the city lights twinkling mockingly outside his floor-to-ceiling windows, Andre's thoughts were a tumult of regret. "I've ruined everything," he murmured, his voice breaking as he buried his face in his hands. For the first time in his charmed life, Andre was confronted with the possibility that his charm might not be enough to mend what he had broken. Adding to Andre's turmoil was the disapproval of Jan, Ashley's fiercely protective mother. Jan, a no-nonsense woman with a sharp tongue and an even sharper intuition, had never trusted Andre. "That boy will never change," she told Ashley over a cup of tea in their cozy kitchen, her eyes narrowing with conviction. "He's a storm, Ashley, and storms leave nothing but wreckage in their wake." Jan's words were a constant refrain, a warning that echoed in Ashley's mind as she grappled with her feelings for Andre. Jan had seen too many women fall for men like him, only to be left picking up the pieces of their shattered dreams. She was determined to shield her daughter from the same fate, even if it meant standing in the way of Andre's desperate attempts at redemption. Ted and Nicole, a marriage in ruins while Andre wrestled with his romantic missteps, another drama was unfolding in the opulent halls of the Fairmont Crest Country Club. Ted, a successful businessman with a penchant for grand gestures, was facing the end of his marriage to Nicole, a woman whose grace and poise had once been the envy of the town. Their union, once a beacon of stability in the chaotic world of Fairmont Crest, had crumbled under the weight of unspoken resentments and unmet expectations. On August 15, Nicole made a decision that would change their lives forever. She handed Ted divorce papers, her hands trembling but her resolve unshakable. The moment was a culmination of months of silent suffering, of nights spent staring at the ceiling while Ted worked late, and of dreams that had long since faded. "I can't do this anymore," Nicole said, her voice steady despite the tears threatening to spill. "We've been living a lie, Ted, and I deserve more than that." Ted was blindsided. He had known their marriage was strained, but he had clung to the hope that they could weather the storm. As he stared at the papers, the weight of their finality pressed down on him like a physical force. He thought of the early days of their relationship, of stolen kisses in the rain and promises made under moonlit skies. How had it come to this? Ted's mind raced as he confided in Andre, his longtime friend, over a glass of whiskey at the club. "I thought we had time," he admitted, his voice thick with emotion. "I thought I could fix it." But fixing a broken marriage requires two willing hearts, and Nicole's was no longer his. She had found solace in her friendship with Danny, Andre's former flame, and Vanessa, a steadfast ally who offered a shoulder to cry on without judgment. The three women formed a tight-knit trio, their bond forged in the crucible of shared pain and resilience. Nicole, though heartbroken by the end of her marriage, found a flicker of relief in knowing that Danny was no longer entangled with Andre. "At least one of us is free," she said with a bittersweet smile, her words carrying the weight of her newfound independence. Vanessa, ever the supportive friend, listened patiently as Nicole poured out her heart. But beneath her calm exterior, Vanessa was guarding her own secrets. Her personal life was a labyrinth of complications she wasn't ready to share, not even with her closest confidants. When Nicole or Danny pressed her for details, Vanessa would deflect with a warm smile and a change of subject, her eyes betraying a flicker of pain that she quickly masked. In Fairmont Crest, where secrets were currency, Vanessa's silence spoke volumes, hinting at a story yet to be told. A crisis at the hospital, Ashley and Madison's battle as personal dramas unfolded across Fairmont Crest. A crisis was brewing at the heart of the town, Fairmont Crest Medical Center. Ashley, still reeling from her encounter with Andre, threw herself into her work, finding solace in the chaos of the emergency room. Alongside her was Madison, a skilled surgeon whose steady hands and sharp mind had saved countless lives. Together, the two medical professionals faced a situation that would test their skills and their resolve. The hospital was in the grip of a major emergency, the details of which were shrouded in urgency and fear. Whispers among the staff suggested a patient in critical condition, someone whose life hung by a thread. Ashley and Madison moved with precision, their voices calm but their hearts racing as they fought to stabilize their patient. The fluorescent lights of the operating room cast stark shadows, amplifying the gravity of the moment. Every second counted, and the weight of their responsibility was palpable. Rumors swirled that the patient might be Allison, a young woman known for her eccentricities and her obsessive fixation on Chelsea, a close friend who had recently distanced herself. Allison was an enigma in Fairmont Crest, her quirky personality and unpredictable behavior making her both intriguing and unsettling. She had a knack for drawing attention, often through dramatic gestures that left those around her both captivated and wary. Recently, she had confided in Chelsea, her voice trembling with desperation, "I miss you so much it hurts." Chelsea, overwhelmed by Allison's intensity, had pulled away, leaving Allison adrift in her own turmoil. Could Allison's despair have driven her to a desperate act? The possibility of suicide hung heavy in the air, a chilling specter that fueled the urgency of Ashley and Madison's efforts. As they worked, their hands steady despite the chaos, they exchanged no words, only glances that conveyed a shared determination to save a life, no matter who it belonged to. The outcome of their efforts remained uncertain, but their commitment was unwavering, a testament to their strength in the face of crisis. Allison's shadow. A cry for attention. Allison's story was a thread that wove through the fabric of Fairmont Crest's dramas, her presence a constant reminder of the fragility of human connection. She was a woman who lived on the edges of society, her unusual quirks and relentless pursuit of Chelsea's affection setting her apart. To some, she was a curiosity, a puzzle to be solved. To others, she was a warning, a reminder of what happens when obsession takes root. Her warning to Chelsea. Those haunting words, "I'm missing you," carried a weight that lingered in the minds of those who heard them. Had Allison's pain driven her to a breaking point? Was she the one lying on the operating table, her life in the hands of Ashley and Madison? Or was her story merely a distraction, a subplot in the larger saga of Fairmont Crest? Whatever the truth, Allison's presence cast a long shadow, her actions a catalyst for the emotions swirling around her. Beyond the Gates. A town on the brink. As the sun set on August 15, Fairmont Crest was a town teetering on the edge of chaos. Andre's pursuit of Ashley had ended in heartbreak, his dreams of redemption shattered by a single kiss. Ted and Nicole's marriage lay in ruins, their once unbreakable bond reduced to a stack of legal documents. Ashley and Madison fought to save a life, their hands steady but their hearts heavy with the weight of uncertainty. And Allison, with her enigmatic presence, hovered like a specter, her story a reminder that even in a town of wealth and privilege, pain and desperation could not be escaped. These are the stories of Beyond the Gates, a tapestry of love, betrayal, and resilience woven from the lives of those who call Fairmont Crest home. Each choice, each moment, carries the power to change everything, and on this fateful day, the consequences of those choices were laid bare. As the residents of this gilded enclave navigate the complexities of their hearts and the crises that threaten to engulf them, one thing is certain: beyond the gates, nothing is ever as it seems. Stay tuned, dear readers, for the next chapter in this saga, where secrets will be revealed, hearts will be tested, and the true cost of love and ambition will come to light. In Fairmont Crest, the gates may be golden, but the stories they guard are anything but. We hope you enjoyed it and look forward to sharing more with you in the future. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. TV soap news and spoilers for more updates on Beyond the Gates.